get unpleasant, bro.
Woo! Woohoo!
Can we get a little unpleasant, dude?
Skippity, skip. Bow, 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 bow. How about you? How about them apples? How you like them apples? Them apples? They're right on your ass. Jiminy Christmas. Welcome to the Unpleasant Podcast. I'm Chase.
I'm Cameron.
And it's a beautiful, bright day.
You look sexy.
Thank you. It's hot in here already.
It's so warm. It's because you take up all the oxygen.
Because I'm breathtaking. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, baby.
So what's good? What's popping in
my neck of
vicinities? Yeah.
I had an interesting fucking week.
How so?
So, okay. White people. This is how I'm going to start. So, we have a big tower fan in our apartment, right?
Okay.
And it has like, the cone things on the bottom to keep it stable?
Yeah.
My girl's bitch ass stepped on it and broke it. But it's a big, nice fan. And so we still keep it, but it's not like as stable because the base isn't stable. So we still keep it. We still use it. I think it was Tuesday night. I was laying in bed with my legs hanging off the bed while the fan was on. And I sneezed. And I sneezed really hard. And my leg hit the fan. And I knew that it was falling over. And you've been to my place. You know that big ass mirror I have that's like leaning against the wall by the bed?
It hit the mirror.
Fan hits the mirror. Somehow clean snaps it in half. I'm serious. And the top half, just like a fucking guillotine, falls down. I have concrete
Oh my God.
floor.
And just shatters?
Shatters. So
Holy
luckily
shit.
the pets were in the other room. And I just like looking at the mess, I got depressed.
Also, the fact that you could have saved all that if you just split the fan. You just spent $30 between the two of you.
Well,
and
it
just
was a
bought new
nicer fan than that.
Oh,
So
fuck. It was a Dyson sucky fucky 3000 and... Okay, well, that's unfortunate.
No, it's fine. So we were just trying to fucking use it until we got another one, whatever.
But you know that a mirror breaking is bad luck, right?
What's going to happen?
It's going to haunt your family for 7 generations.
Fuck.
Your
You think we're going to last that long?
Are going to be autistic because of that. How do you feel?
So breaking mirrors is what's actually spreading autism?
Yes, it is.
I knew it was something dumb like that.
I know. I run past elementary schools with a handheld mirror and I just punch.
And all the kids immediately go, are they Asian?
That's how I'm going to put my kid in a good school district is I'm going to drive around the state I'm in and just start punching mirrors by each school.
Did you have a lot of broken mirrors in your household growing up?
Yeah, that's how my stepbrother's retarded.
Mm.
See, I got
You know
out of
who
that.
you are.
I got out of that.
Yeah, you did.
I got out.
And so the mirror shattered. And then, when you look at the mess and you have pets, like, it's not just like a regular cleanup.
Yeah, it's like, ooh, don't step on it.
You have to, but you have to look in every nook and cranny to make sure it's fucking. So it took forever to clean up. Clean it up. I'm like, okay, so
you have a vacuum?
Yeah. But so we have to, some pieces are too big for the vacuum. You know how it is.
No, not if you're determined. No pieces.
Can you teach me?
Also, when you burped right there, you have the mute button.
Uh-huh.
So you could just mute that.
Why the fuck
so
would
then
I deprive
I don't
them?
have to take more time to cut that out.
Please don't cut
There's
it.
nothing
Nobody
that makes
wants
me...
you to cut it. Everybody wants that.
You know how mad that makes me when somebody burps in my ear when I'm listening to something?
Oh, how mad?
Very mad. So mad.
Would it make you mad if it was my burp?
So mad that I go, ah.
Fuck.
That's
You're
furious.
You're going to have to cut that out. I don't want our 2 listeners to go, oh. This is
it's
so
more
stupid.
than 2.
So then mirror breaks, shatters everywhere. We clean it up. Takes like an hour and a half. And then it's a full length like body mirror. So I go on OfferUp and I'm looking to see if anybody had anything similar. It's just a fucking mirror. I don't have to get a new one. And we found this older lady named Debbie, who was giving away a free mirror of that size. Measured out what I needed. It was like 38 inches wide, 70 inches long, whatever. We knew it would fit in the car. And then I asked her, I was like, what's the measurements for this fucking mirror? And she tells me the measurements. I'm like, great. That's a fit and it's free. We're going to go pick this bitch up. So she sends me an address and I don't click on that. Like, I don't look to see where it is. I just click on the address, and Tracy and I go. And it takes us to a parking lot in Kirkland. And so I messaged her. I'm like, hey, I'm here. And she's like, park in space number 17. And there's not like homes around there. It's like a commercial
lot?
area. Yeah.
It's just an empty. Like there's
It's
no
not
apartments
empty.
or anything.
No, it's not connected to where someone would live. So they were driving to meet us in a parking lot.
Okay.
I get it. Maybe they've had bad experiences on OfferUp. So we're waiting there, and they eventually show up in a big truck, and they're looking at us like we're stupid. Like, just through the car. Like, that we look over, I wave, they don't wave back, and they're just both like straight face, and then they look at each other and they shake their head. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, I get out the car and I'm like, hey, like, thanks for bringing the mirror. And immediately the husband was like, is that what you're picking it up in? And I was like, yeah, I already measured it out. We should be good. He shows me the mirror in the back of the truck. It's longer than the car. The measurements that his wife gave.
Wife fucked up.
Yes.
And he's looking at you like you're stupid.
And the wife is also telling him that I'm stupid. Because I told him, I have the messages. This is what I was told the length was. And he just like blew by that and was like, no, it's fucking however long.
Well, that's not what
and I'm
they
like,
told
but
you.
I was told something different. And
Yeah.
he just like ignored me and like went in the
You
car.
white trash piece of shit.
Yeah.
It's fucking your fault. Your wife's dumb as fuck.
So we're standing there and I'm like, there's no other mirror like at the length that I was told. And he like, again, ignores me, closed the car door, talks to her for a second. And like, I'm just like standing outside the car, and Tracy, my girl's looking at me, and we're just like, this is fucked. And they talk, and I'm wondering what's going to happen. And they turn on their car and just leave.
Okay, Debbie. Debbie, Debbie, if you're listening, you're dumb as a pile of rocks. Do you not know how to measure in inches? What is wrong with you?
No, but here's this is the end of the story. So they leave. I actually followed them home and killed them.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's
followed them home. I had a hammer in the car and I bashed their skulls in.
Did you break the mirror as well?
Yeah. And then I heard a baby's cry in the other room. It was like a regular cry.
And then
as soon as I broke the mirror, it went,
Okay, well, we're going to get in trouble. We're going to get in trouble.
That's my first story for the fucking week. Your turn.
I don't have any stories for the week. I guess keep going with what you have.
God damn.
Mine is not related to anything that I did this week.
Fuck yeah. Okay, so we were walking the dog late last night when we got home, and we went through. I live in U District, and so we were just walking through the streets, and there was like apartments that we were walking by, like kind of high rise ones, and a lot of people were still out. It was like 1 a.m, so they were walking home from bars and stuff around there.
Okay.
And there was a group of kids, and you could tell that they were all probably too young to drink. Maybe.
U District, that's university district,
I know,
which
but
means
they
college
look so
area.
young, bro. They look so young. I could be wrong. Maybe they were just turned 21, but they look like high schoolers to me. And there was one girl in that group who was clearly, I thought maybe like on bath salts, but I don't know.
Oh, okay. I didn't know where you're going with that.
Yeah. So we were walking by, and she like pulls away from the dude who was trying to hold her up, and it's a group of like 6 of them, and she pulls away from him, falls on the concrete, and hits her head.
Oh my god.
And then she starts like shaking her head like this. Like,
wait, so she started having a seizure?
I did.
Or was she just being dramatic?
I think just being dramatic, but I don't. That's hilarious.
Can you imagine?
I don't think it was a seizure, but it was like she was really tweaking out.
There's nothing worse than going out and there's one person that just cannot hold their shit together.
We all have one of those.
Oh my god, man. I went out one time and a dude fell asleep at the table, and it's not
One of your friends?
No, he was with other people that I came and met, and I just remember being like, thank God that he's not with me, because it's not my liability. Like, and you're in your mid-20s, like you're 25, you're out of college, and you're still just cannot have a grasp on your shit. So then
fell asleep.
somebody has to get an Uber with you to make sure you get home. Like, bro, come on.
Bro, that reminded me. I'm gonna finish my story, but did you see Biden flew to Maui for the fires, and then during the
And he fell asleep.
Just fell asleep in the middle of it, like.
Yeah, he was at Art Marble. He was drunk. He just slammed the whole picture.
Bro, this reminded me of another story I'm gonna tell after this. One involving.
Actually, no more stories.
Yeah,
you're done.
Fuck up. I have to fill the airspace since you got nothing. But so she's
filling the
Cut that.
airspace. I'm filling
I
the
don't want
airspace.
that out there.
Oh no, Twin Towers. Yeah.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, that made your dick jump, didn't it?
It did. I got butterflies in my nuts.
Alhamdulillah. Anyway.
So she fell, and you could hear her hit the ground. And so my girl and I stopped, and she's like, go ask them like if they're okay. And I'm like, I'm too like old.
Why should she make you do it?
Yeah, I was like, I don't.
You
think
have
it
the
feels
idea. You go ask.
Yeah, so that's what I said. And then she went and checked in, and I just like kind of followed in behind. And all the kids were trying to be super dismissive. Like, yeah, we're good. She just, we're all good. That's such a cute dog. Like they were trying to.
God damn it. She's
while they're
dying.
trying to lift her up. Yeah. Her breast pops out of her shirt.
Popped out?
Yeah.
Is that when you went to help?
I can't joke about this.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I don't know where the story
I
goes.
think
I'm
they're
just
too young.
I'm just throwing stuff out there. I don't know how it ends yet.
No, but so it was out. They're trying to pick her up, and my girl's like, hey,
wait, fuck. You said they look young. God damn it.
Yeah, you're going to get fucking.
Oh, Chris Hansen's going to pop out. I didn't put the two together. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you never have in the past either. So, are they jokes?
No. Anyway.
So, my girl's like, I make sure you don't let her sleep on her back. If you can make her puke, make her puke. Like, just trying to, like, give them.
Your girl's a party freak.
No, I'm just saying, if you sleep on your back when you're that drunk, you puke, you choke, you die.
She knew all the tricks.
Anyways, yeah, she is. So she's telling them all that. Meanwhile, her head from hitting the ground
is bleeding.
Starts bleeding.
Oh my God.
And now we're like, okay, we're going to leave you alone because they clearly wanted to be left alone. You should probably call an ambulance for her. And they're like shining their flashlights on her head. And they're like, no, it's just like, she's fine. It's just a scratch. Like, we're good. And like, they're trying to like shoo us off. And I like grab her and I'm like, let's go. Because they got her up and she was walking back into the hotel. So I don't know what the fuck happened. I don't know if I should have done something more. That's why I'm actually bringing it up. Do you think we should have called an ambulance for her? Or did we do just enough by telling them like what
thing is? I don't know if ambulance, maybe like the non-emergency line would be my first thought. Because like if she's walking, obviously she's like okay enough, but also somebody
she's being held up.
The cop should also be involved.
She wasn't
in this,
just like strolling. She was
because like I just think of all the stories of like somebody being way too drunk and like if they were underage, I could see how they want to cover it up so then they don't get in trouble.
That's why
but then that's when somebody fucking dies is because they're more concerned about getting it in trouble than they are about taking care of the person that needs it.
Yeah. And the way they were talking about her before we got there, before she fell, was like, oh, her again. Like, this is like a habit of that girl.
Oh, that is annoying.
Yeah.
But then again, she did fall. Fuck, I don't know.
Because my girl was like, dude, we should have done. And I was like, yeah, normally I would say yes, but there was 6 people trying to help her.
And also, if you hurt that girl again, she's just always getting. I don't know. I guess you did enough, but
I don't know. I feel like
it's a conundrum because you wanted to help, but also it's not your situation. I don't know.
And I'm like the dude out late at night. Like I just don't feel comfortable approaching people for the most part.
You should have approached with a skateboard and your hat to the side and be like, "Hey kids, what's up? How you doing?" Is she chill? Is she vibey?
No, the whole time I talk in TikTok dances.
Yeah. Is she lit?
That reminds me of a story. Me and your stepbrother, we went to a party. This was in Olympia, and the party was in like it was a small like, I don't know. It was in a 3-bedroom apartment, so it was overflowing. There was too many people there, And we were at the pong table, and the pong table was right behind it against the wall was this big couch. And there was 2 people simultaneously, separate people, not affiliated with each other, passed out on the couch. There was a dude sitting there, knocked, and he was just like this, just kind of like, And then there was a girl who had her hair covering her face, just dead, not even moving. And
Oh my God, bro.
we're playing pong.
Why? How are we starting like this?
This is what's happening, bro.
Oh, okay.
So we're playing pong, and we start noticing that the girl who was just stone dead starts like moaning, like and making like noises and kind of moving a little bit. And so we look back, and they're sitting a little closer than us, but still, far apart enough on the couch. And we look back, and she's kind of like moving, and she like puts her hand in her hair and like is trying to move it out her face. And she's like swaying, the sway. And we're just watching her. We're talking like, how do you get that fucked up? It's like 10 p.m. Like it wasn't late. We were just talking. How are you guys already that fucked up? The both of them we were talking about. And then this is where it starts getting scary. She starts going like this.
Oh, like she's gonna
that?
puke.
Yeah. She starts going like that, like kind of lunging forward a little bit, and we're just like, oh no. And we we all step away from the table and we're just watching. We thought she was gonna puke outward. I swear to God, she turns and just
Pukes on
not like just pukes on him, bro. Starts at his ear and neck and goes all the way down to his crotch. 2, 3 streams.
She was shooting ropes.
Yes.
She was giving him the bukkake.
It looked like red velvet cake. I'll never forget.
Oh my God.
I'm serious.
Oh,
fucking
that's that jungle juice.
yeah. Some reddish fucking puke. Spray and chunks, everything. Sprays the dude from ear to crotch.
How did it come out? Was she like screaming it? Like, ah!
Yes. It wasn't that they were that far away, but it was like.
Did he wake up?
Just a fucking drunk dragon. And so he was laying there like this, just kind of like every once in a while. I think he was like opening his eyes, but he was laying there like this. He gets doused, and there was like a 3-second delay. All of us are just like
oh my
shocked.
God.
Like,
Yeah.
oh my, he's covered, like on his face, everything. And there's like a delay where we're all just like frozen shocked, and he goes, like his eyes open, and then like he lifts his arm and he touches his face, and then he looks at it and he goes, dude, what the fuck? We all go from being horrified to laughing at his reaction, and we try to grab towels and shit and give it to him, and we step outside because the smell fucking is like vodka and chocolate and disgusting.
Oh my God, bro.
But yeah,
That happened. I used to be in college. I was the type of where I would drink, but if I went over the hill, there's no coming back. So if I got to the point where I drank to make myself sick, I would be done for the night. And I couldn't, I would get drunker from throwing up.
really?
Yes, to the point where I was just like, I can't even operate anymore.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Whenever I threw up, I feel immediate relief.
And well, as I got older, because that was the beginning. The college was when I actually started drinking for the first time, because I didn't drink all the way until I turned 21. So I remember one time, me and one of our friends, we went out to his school. We went out with some girls that we knew from our hometown, and we're having a good night. And then I just drank a little bit too much, and then next thing I know,
what'd you drink? Can I ask?
I don't remember.
Okay.
But we're at this I think we're either on a rooftop or we're on a high-rise apartment.
Okay.
And so we're all having a good time, but then I drank too much, and then I just start feeling the urge to puke, and I just have to puke in the sink at this stranger's house.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to make conversation in between, no, I'm good. No, it's chill. It's what.
Because naturally they're gonna be like, bro, are you okay?
Yeah. And then after that, no butt cheeks, no nothing. I just have to get in the car, go home.
Not. Of course. Not.
I was tapped out. I can't come back from that. There's no rally afterwards. It was just downhill.
Yeah. Puke and rally. That's the phrase, right?
Yeah. There's been a time where we went out or we were gonna go out, but I got too drunk at the pregame, puked, had to just stay in bed, one of my friend's beds at his house while everyone else left because I was just so drunk I couldn't do anything. I was like, I just got to go to
Do
sleep.
you remember the first time you ever got drunk? I
Not
do.
I don't know if the first time, but one of the first times I got drunk off Four Loko. That was the shit.
Yeah,
Drunko.
you're the Four Loko queen.
I was. And then I just remember being in the car on the way to the bar at school, and I just like I was dancing to the music in the car because like my friend Mike was driving, and I couldn't see the lights clearly. Like everything was blurry, and I was like, "Oh, this is not good." And also, I was going to the bars in a button-up long sleeve shirt and a coach's jacket over top of it, and just sweating my ass off.
Absolutely.
Just what I didn't know what to wear. It was bad.
Yeah.
It was real bad.
We all had issues.
I was drunk off one Four Loko, just
Bro, one Four
8
Loko
layers.
would fucking crush me.
8 layers in the club.
Yeah.
I was in a goddamn parka trying to get to work done.
You could literally just open up your jacket and throw up in your sleeve and
Yes,
just close
I could
it again.
and save it for later.
The first time I ever got drunk, seriously, was prom night.
Oh,
We all
I
went
remember
to-
that. And then you ended up being hunched over.
And I drove us there, and I couldn't drive us back because I was so fucked that I was in the back seat, and your stepbrother was the one
Driving without a license. Look what you did.
Wait, to be fair, I drove us to prom without a license.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. But
That is
my
crazy.
driving was more trusted than his at the time.
That is... Holy shit.
You know? And I was dry heaving the whole time. When I got to your place, I was like grabbing the walls to climb up the stairs. And your stepbrother's mom was fucking helping. And I was just so embarrassed that she was seeing me like this for the first time. I just remember lying on the ground. That was the first time I understood what, when you lay
The
down.
spins?
Yeah. Ooh. I would lay down because I feel all right sitting up. And I had the bag there. And I was like, okay, I think I'm okay. And I'd lay down and I'd start dry heaving on my back. So I'd dry gag.
Would your dry gagging...
What?
Nothing sucks and it just...
When you're drunk and someone just fucking...
An imaginary con.
plop.
What would your dad think if he found out that you had gotten drunk in high school? Would he have cared?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, obviously he would care,
Yeah,
but
he
would he
would've-
be like mad, or
He would have hit me.
he would have hit you?
Yeah.
Wow.
Swear to God.
Yeah.
He
That's-
one time I had a friend in high school, Jonah. Doesn't matter. And he got caught smoking weed from by his parents, and his dad was a principal.
Yeah.
So his parents weren't like okay with it, and he was like, "Bro, can you watch just like some of this for me until?"
I remember him. His parents weren't okay with it, but they weren't that mad. Like they'd be like, "Dude,
It's pretty much.
not chill, man."
Pretty much. And they had the most aggressive golden retriever I've ever been around.
Hell yeah.
That motherfucker would try to kill. Anyways, so he gave me some weed to hang on to. And at that time, I didn't really smoke or anything. But I was like, okay, he's my friend. I'll hang on to it for him. My dumb ass. So I had it, and I was like, where can I even hide this? Like, if I put it outside, it could get wet or stolen or whatever. So I had some money, and I like wrapped it up in money, dollar bills or something. And I just went home. I left it in my little wallet, like the thing I carried money in. I didn't know that I had a mom that was crazy enough to go through everything I've ever done in my entire life.
She went through your money?
She went through my wallet daily, apparently. I don't know how she found it, but she found it. And my dad was super calm. Like when he found, and I'm telling you, for me, my world ended because my parents are different, like immigrant, like that's insane that I had weed on me. And there's no way they would believe I wasn't smoking it when I actually wasn't. Like I think I had tried it, but I wasn't regularly smoking or anything. And my dad walks up to me and just slaps me right in the face. Cold, like, no. And
There's
then he was
no
like,
words.
go upstairs. And I'm like, what's upstairs? I don't have a room. I sleep in the living room.
Yeah, go upstairs.
So I had
He
to
meant
get-
with the 72 virgins.
fuck
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
77.
Whatever you people do.
So I go into his room and I'm like in there, and he comes in the room and he just talks to me for a while, and I'm like, dude,
But he slapped you first.
Yeah. But I didn't touch that shit for the rest of high school. It was over. He
Bro,
won.
my
Scared the fuck out of me.
parents wouldn't have hit me because we're not
That's why you're
unintelligent,
a piece of shit.
poor,
That's why you're a piece of shit.
green card having.
That's why you gain weight.
Nah, whatever.
If every time you ate an Oreo, your dad went,
we're all American cheese slices. Your people are dirty pecorino cheese from imported. I don't know cheeses. I'm just.
Then why'd you start down the cheese rabbit hole?
I don't know.
Okay. All right. What would your parents have known?
Oh, my mom told me in high school if I smoked weed even one time, she would send me to rehab. Send me to rehab for smoking weed one time.
And now your mom's tatted and smokes.
I know. And would let my sister drink underage in the house. I was like, how did you transition that much?
Yeah. She changed a lot.
I know.
And
say something. Say something else about it.
I think she bloomed.
I'm not going to ask what that means. I don't want to know what that means.
I don't want to say what it means.
I'll fucking stab you in your sleep.
All right, Dad.
Go upstairs.
Last thing, because you're a fucking dog owner and I want to know. So I'm new to owning a dog. I'm feeling like I'm starting to love this little fucker. He does something.
The way you say it makes me think that you don't know what love is.
Well, that's
starting to love this little fucker. Do you love your cat? Yes. So it's different.
No,
it's your
love the
step dog. You don't really love it.
I have now because we go running together. It's
you don't really love him.
I do.
I would break somebody's neck for my dogs right now.
Well, I would break someone's neck for that dog.
I'd break your neck just for nothing.
Fair enough. I'd like to see you try. You fucking.
Sorry, I interrupted about the dog question.
But I'm new to owning a dog. I've had a cat for like 7 years now. I don't know shit about dogs. He has one particular bed. Like, he has a big bed, no issues. He has like blankets and stuff, toys, no issues. He has one like flat little brown bed mat thing that he lays on sometimes. It's also his pocket pussy.
Okay.
So he will, and this happens almost 3 times a week, where he will like stand on top of it, like mount his bed, use his front paws to like squish it together.
Okay, thank you.
And proceeds to rail the fuck out of this thing.
All right.
Now, I know dogs humping, I'm not done. I know dogs humping things is probably normal. They do that sometimes. He'll go, I'm not exaggerating, he'll go to the point where his little guy gets stuck.
Bro, why? See, this is why I should have come with stories, because you just lead the podcast down a weird road.
Dude, I'm telling you.
Or just pass out at parties, hump a dog. Like, I don't like...
Those are good stories.
I don't know. Keep things in your brain. Keep them in your head.
This is
Quit
literally...
letting the darkness out. Tuck it back in.
We're not supposed to do.
No, stuff it. Be different. Podcast. Stuff it back in.
So this motherfucker has dumbass wedding stories every other week, and we have to listen to it, and we have to subject ourselves to it. And then I come with stories during a time he doesn't have any, and he has the audacity.
Yeah, but we have to be subjected to your childhood trauma. Nobody asked for that.
What does my dog's dick have to do with that?
Okay, that's the darkness in you not having a filter and understanding. Nobody wants to hear about your dog's dick.
Well, you can cut it. I need to know. For real. You can cut. I don't give a fuck. This motherfucker's wiener gets stuck.
Thank you.
And then it's a panic because he's like crying out in pain.
He's retarded.
Is this normal?
If he starts humping the bed, why don't you just be like, stop?
I always were like, stop. You know, we'll throw a slipper. I'll fucking hit him really hard. No, I'm just kidding. I'll tell him to stop always. But if we're like in the other room and we're not paying attention and he just gets away with doing his thing,
I don't know how
wiener gets stuck.
I don't know. I don't know how to... What?
And I don't want to do that. I'm not close enough to him to help him put it back in, or... I don't know what to do, and he's crying out because it's hurting.
Well, then he just learns his lesson.
Have you ever heard of this?
No.
Do your dogs hump
I don't
each other?
have little dogs. I hate little dogs.
Why?
Because they're little rats. A lot of the time. Like 90% of the time, it's a little fucking rat. And then 1 out of 10, you get like a cute, nice little dog that's just
Well,
cool.
He's nice. I like him, but...
He barked at me when I met him.
Your dogs have chewed through your drywall.
Yeah, but that's drywall.
They have chewed through furniture.
Yeah, but...
They've chewed through the trim on your fucking corners of your staircase.
Yeah, but the trim can be replaced.
They grabbed the baby and killed it.
You have another one. Yes, but like with dogs,
Yeah.
2 of them, it's like a dominance thing.
You
So-
don't think they would be humping shit if they were alone?
I mean, I've checked we have motion tracking cameras in the living room because we leave them at home, so we want to keep an eye on them. And one time we were like, me and my girlfriend were on a date. We're like driving to the restaurant. And I was like, oh, check the
You
camera.
don't take her on dates. They keep going.
She takes me.
There you go.
What about it?
Nothing. Respect.
So we're going and I was just like, check the camera, see what they're doing. And they're having like a hump off to try and like establish dominance. I was like, turn it off. Turn it off. I don't want to see this.
Bro, you got a live stream
Like, there's
that.
nothing that we can do about this. It was like the clip in The Office where Angela's live streaming her cats, and then one of them's humping the other one, and she had to leave work to go fix
Stop
it.
'em.
Yeah, and that's what I said. I was like, should we go home and stop this? And she's like, well, by the time we get there, it's too late. Like,
Yeah,
you just
one of
gotta.
them's pregnant.
And I felt so uncomfortable driving to the restaurant and just like, one of them's getting fucked in the face, and I gotta go eat after this. Like,
Did when they do that type of stuff, is it like you're gonna want to probably cut? Are they really fucking each other?
no,
No.
no, it's not.
I don't know
Fantastic.
dogs. Fuck. That's so uncomfortable knowing they're just smashing and there's nothing you can do. Were you
You're telling
screaming?
me? I was screaming.
Is there audio that they can hear, the dogs?
They can hear us. So like I went on the speaker. I was like, "Hey, come on, stop this! That's your brother. What are you doing? No!"
Bro, I would have hopped.
I started
would've
screaming
put on,
Bible
like-
verse. I was like, "The Bible doesn't allow this. Ephesians 14:22 says, "Thou shalt not fuck thine own brother in his butt cheeks."
Fuck yeah, dude. I actually, what you didn't know was they couldn't hear you because I hacked it and I was playing soft jazz.
Oh fuck! He's encouraging it.
I was playing R&B.
He's making it worse.
What do you got for me? Anything?
I have a question for you. Do you have arguments in your head with yourself to determine if you're right or wrong about something?
Yeah.
So, for instance, the other day, I was in the shower. Granted, I was high, so this probably is what instigated this. But my girlfriend had her razor on one of the shelves. I like to put my speaker on that shelf so I can listen to music or podcasts, whatever, when I'm showering. She's infiltrating my space. I said, who the fuck does she think she is
Right.
to have her goddamn razor in my speaker space?
Fuck yeah.
But then I was like, am I tripping for wanting this to be my space? So then in my head, I argued with her on that topic. And then I came to the conclusion she has her razor in there so she can shower in the mornings and not wake me up. So she's being nice. She's being a good person. Who am I to yell at her about the speaker?
Pause.
And I did this all in my own head, arguing with her to come to the conclusion that I was wrong.
Well, okay. First,
Is
why
that
the fuck-
CTE?
No, I'll get to that in a second. Why would she wake you up if her razor wasn't in the shower?
Because she'd be showering in our room. So this is the second bathroom outside of our bedroom.
Okay.
So she goes in there in the mornings.
So she can't leave
So
the
she doesn't
razor
wake
on
me
the
up.
counter?
I don't know, but I came to the conclusion that it's rude for me to be all concerned about that when she's really doing me a favor by showering
Yeah.
in the second
And you can't
bathroom.
just move the razor and put your speaker up?
Well, I did, and then the next time I went in there, same situation. I'm like, what the fuck is going on with this razor? And then I told her this. I was like, it's weird that my brain works this way, isn't it? And then she was like, why didn't you just ask me to move it to a different shelf?
That's what I'm wondering this whole time.
Because autism.
Yep. That's why you don't drink chlorine water.
But do you do that? Do you have
Yeah.
those sort of arguments
No,
with
I was going to say,
yourself?
I think that's healthy. Because you're not just running with your first reaction. You're sitting there and you're going back and forth on, like, if this is right.
Yeah, I mean,
You're
that's
obviously
just
not her,
that's a
but-
small example. I do it for other things too, but trying to
Same.
figure out if my perspective on a certain issue is sound or if there's holes in it.
Yeah, I try to do that, especially in my relationship when I have a negative reaction to something. Like if something annoys me, or if something I don't like, I try not. I'm not perfect, but I try not to run with that, and I'll put myself in their shoes, balance it out, have the convo in my head. I'll even say what I think she'll say, and sometimes she says it, and I'm like, "Fuck yeah,
I was prepared
I
for
got
this
it.
idiot.
I'm ready."
You're not ready for this debate.
No, I think that's healthy. I don't think you're schizo.
Oh,
Are you seeing
Yeah.
stuff?
a lot of the time, yes.
Okay, well, that's-
I mean, I have to get to that point. I have to tamper down the demon voices in my head saying "kill everyone you know," but I get there.
Yeah,
and that's the
Bro,
important part.
I picture you just in the shower, like leaning forward with your mouth open, drooling, and then you snap out of it and finish your
Yeah,
chat
and I
during
go-
the conversation.
yeah, so I'm sitting there in the shower and I have my head against the wall. I'm just like, kill them all, hurt everyone. Oh, yeah, my honey can have her razor up there. What am I doing?
And in the condensation, you've drawn pentagrams.
Yeah. I look down and I carved a pentagram into the soap. I'm just like, Irish Spring.
All right.
Also, we've been doing a lot of hard talk recently.
Yeah,
Just
a
this
lot of
podcast.
talking.
And
Yeah.
I'm upset that we laid it on thick in the beginning. It was too much. I'm sorry, everyone. It was too much because I wanted to talk about it. We always say it's bad. Don't say that word. Don't do that. But I would make the argument that a majority of people are on the train. They're on the tard train. They roll with it. They think it's funny. They just don't want to admit it. And
I didn't know where you were going.
how I know this is I was high on TikTok, just mind my business, come across somebody that appears to have special needs of that sort. And they're dancing, they're just being funny in their own sense. And people collectively follow this person. They have like 5,000 followers
I'm one of them.
because we all think it's funny for a different reason than what that person thinks. So they don't realize that people are kind of laughing at their expense.
Well, they don't realize much.
But isn't that fucked up? Like, think about the fact that people are like, don't say the word, don't do it. But then there's thousands and thousands of people. It's 5,000 people. That's like 4 theaters worth of people going, ha ha, look at him. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, look at the video.
Yeah, let me see.
I'll show the video.
This is a sensitive topic. I don't know.
This is my new song, Last Forever. There's a time in your life where you
Oh, I swear to God, I follow this guy.
feel and how they treat
You do?
Yes,
Because I'm pretty sure I sent this to you.
you did.
And granted, I thought this was hilarious.
Sad. Also gotta get through the good, so you can better yourself.
Wait.
I'm lost forever, ever, 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 ever. I've been lost in my mind. Yeah, I'm lost forever, I've been lost in my mind. Yeah, I've been lost in my mind. Yeah, it just hurts me every night.
5,000 likes on that video.
Bro, what would his rap name be? He looks like Post Malone. Post Chromosome?
I was going to say, fuck, you beat me to it.
Let's go.
Great minds think alike.
Yes, sir. Don't compare me.
Yeah, 5,800 followers. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, that's fucked. I would say that's fucked. I think
and then I got into a rabbit hole of like, because then I went and looked at his videos. He's like, I want to be friends with so and so. If anyone has his contact, send it over. So I went and looked at that dude. That dude, 100,000 followers. Same sort of vibe.
what do you mean by vibe?
On the same frequency of. Why would you push me? Why
I
would
didn't
you push me,
brother? You
come
could have
on,
gone
man.
down any sort of road.
Listen, your sister peer reviews all of our podcasts, and she's gonna be very upset with me.
She will be.
I've violated a lot of her. I've crossed
She's
a
gonna
lot of her
ask
lines.
me why you're so angry, and
She
she's
is.
gonna say, "Why are you guys talking about the shit you're talking about?"
Because we like to have fun. It's not fun for everyone. It's fun for us. Also, if you are listening this far in after
God
the
damn
things
it.
that we've
Close
said,
your ears.
call me.
Unreal. I think so. I would say it around
Unreal.
around people I'm comfortable with because they know what I mean, and it's fine.
My whole life, I was
Yeah, that's the problem. I would say it around people I'm comfortable with because they know what I mean. They know obviously I wouldn't punt one, but if I'm around people I don't know, I tend not to. Especially where we live. You live in Canada. I live in Seattle. The people, if they heard that, bro, alarms go off. You can't talk like that.
I know. I just find it interesting that like we all agree on you shouldn't say that. It's wrong to say whatever. But then on the flip side, when nobody's looking, not everyone, but a lot of people collectively will. That's what TikTok started as. Like how adults got on it was there's people doing all the dances and stuff.
Yeah.
And then as adults started getting on it to be like, that is cringy.
Yeah.
And that's a whole subsection of TikTok now where it's just laughing at people that aren't
seeing the
like
world
you.
burn. Yeah.
So what are we doing? I don't even know where.
It's harmless humor. I don't know where you're going with it.
I mean,
either,
it
but
is harmless. 'Cause
as long as you're not commenting.
Yeah, if you're not commenting like harassing the person and you're just watching,
That's a view.
You're quite spectator.
Yeah.
That's fine
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
Like you're not hurting anybody. You're not making your opinion known to try and change the perspective of somebody else. You're just observing.
The one I do feel guilty about is following that frequency kid who would jump off of stuff onto other stuff. So he would like,
Oh, the WWE dude.
Yeah. He would like land on
forgot his name.
microwaves or
Yeah,
barbed
yeah.
wire or nails. And I think
Yeah, but
maybe
that
my
worked for
quiet
him, 'cause then he
view was
started-
not helping.
Fuck, I forgot his name. I'll see if I can find the clip.
You know how many microwaves?
Yeah, but he would like jump off of a table or something onto like a bed of nails.
Yeah.
Or like
And then
onto
scream.
a microwave with thumbtacks on it and
Yeah.
shit, and then he would set. But he also was super into wrestling, so that didn't. He was doing it for the wrestling.
A lot of
performance
frequencies are.
aspect.
If you look into the crowd
Yeah.
during,
Well, yeah.
dude, it's like, are those all Asians? Like it's so
That
many.
you've used it twice.
I know.
In one
I know.
podcast.
It's a callback. It's okay.
But he also ended up selling merch from it. He started getting to do wrestling actually in real life. So like, is that bad? That works out for the best. And it's voluntary. He's doing it.
You know he has like broken ribs and internal bleeding.
Yeah. Well,
All right. Well, you took us down another frequency rabbit hole. What do you got for me?
I don't
man?
know. This has been a very dark one. We've been doing a lot of bad shit today. This is not good.
Just let me see the final cut before you put it
I
up.
Oh God.
How long has it been?
It's been not long enough.
Okay.
Go longer. No. What
We're
do you have anything else? Do you want to get into segments?
No, I mean I've said 3 of my stories for the week. Do you have any more? I can tell an old story, but
No, I guess my only question is we went to visit my family yesterday. There was a barbecue. You were invited, even though you're not black. But we bring you in anyway.
thanks.
Did you see my aunt at one point take her wig off?
No.
You didn't.
Mm.
Damn it, I'm upset that you missed it. She was having at the end of the night.
Is this the super positive nice?
Yes. At the end of the night, I look over. I see her holding her wig in her hand like it's a purse, and just bald head, just having a casual conversation like there's nothing going on.
Is there?
I could not believe my eyes.
In your community, is there like etiquette for that?
The
Like,
thing is,
do you have to like bless it? Like, do you have to
do you
spit
have to
on
bless it?
I'm serious. What do you do with that?
It'd be like if your people wore wigs, they'd swing it over their head 3 times and go yola yola.
And throw it at a fucking building.
Yes. I was just saying if
Yola,
you saw
yola.
it, I'm disappointed you didn't,
I didn't,
because
I'm sorry.
my stepbrother saw it and he didn't know that I was watching him. He turned and saw it and went, God damn. And then turned back around and made eye contact with me.
That's
and then we both started laughing.
Bro, I might have seen it. I probably just thought it was you facing away.
Oh, thank you.
Gotcha, snatch your soul. Stinky.
Oh.
Your stepbrother, huh? That guy.
Fuck. Okay. Well, what do you have segment-wise that you want to talk
don't have
about, man? Let's get to
shit either.
segments.
Dude, are you sure we haven't talked about ourselves enough?
You're stupid. And you got proved wrong yesterday when you brought that question up.
No, it was 50-50.
Oh,
No.
so what I said.
No, you didn't say
Yeah,
50-50.
yeah. So our argument was Cam believes that nobody is interested in us as people.
Yeah.
And so, but any podcast let me state your argument.
Okay.
Make it quick.
My argument is like it's fine for us to start like the first 15-20 minutes of the podcast just talking about our week or going through any like interesting highlights, but then we try to make the podcast about trend like topical things that everyone knows about and our opinions on it, or like however we make it funny because that's just what we do anyways. So the average person who doesn't know anything about us and goes, why the fuck is he telling a story about when he was at a party with two people puking, which could be interesting, but I don't know him, so why do I give a fuck about his take on his own life versus something that they're already invested in, reading about, hearing about, and then getting a funny version or a funny angle of it from us, or just our thoughts in general. I feel like starting out would be more interesting for the general audience. That's my argument. And yours?
Let me tell you why that's fucking stupid.
Tell him. Tell him.
I think it's a mix of both. Where, yes, having a structure and segments and everything is nice to have, but not be solely reliant on it, because nobody in the history of Earth has listened to a podcast simply because of the segments that were discussed.
Well, I didn't say solely.
You opt in to a podcast and become a recurring listener of any podcast you listen to because of the personalities involved.
Wow, I was expecting a stutter. You got that all out.
I did.
Good shit. Good shit.
So
I agree
though
with
you
you,
feel
though.
that people will not be interested in your story, I disagree.
Or, okay, maybe not my story, because I could have some interesting stories, but like what I did throughout the week. Like, I don't think people care too much about me as a person to be invested in that, versus if I'm talking about
Well,
the
believe
fires
in yourself. You
in
have
Hawaii.
you have a negative outlook. Talk about your life, man. Talk about everyone has a unique story to share, unique perspective. You're a funny guy. You got funny perspectives on stuff.
Fuck yeah.
A lot of stuff has happened to you. You're a broken man. We can get to the goddamn Maui fires after we talk about how you saw somebody get chopped in half by an elevator, whatever the fuck you went through.
No, but I never argued that we just do segments. I just thought that we don't emphasize too much our like what we did throughout the week. Maybe like 15-20 minutes and then bounce
Yep,
off.
so we did that. So now, segments. There you go.
Let's see what we got first.
So go with your stupid segments.
We could do the insane diets of NBA players. The dumb one you chose.
Oh, something topical? Wow. Fuck, I got through the argument so perfect and I messed that up. Something topical that people can relate
Everyone's
with.
talking about that. Yeah, go. Let's go.
So I saw a video discussing the diets of NBA players. A couple ones that were notable. We got Caron Butler addicted to Mountain Dew to the point where he would have two of them on his nightstand when he goes to bed. So if he wakes up to go pee in the middle of the night, he would drink a full Mountain Dew before he goes back to sleep.
Just on his
and would
nightstand.
have one first thing in the morning and two before every game that he played.
And
Keep
going.
And when he stopped, he lost 11 pounds and went through withdrawals like he was on drugs.
Yeah. And then the dude who ate like fucking Skittles, or Dwight Howard.
Dwight Howard ate 24 candy bars a day on average. That is crazy.
Insane.
How do you have room for food?
How's he not dead?
Because and I think the only thing that saved. What do you mean? What? You made a face. What do you guys say?
I'm waiting for
No,
you.
say it with your chest.
Chase, stop.
Say it with your chest. I'm sick of this. I'm real tired of you beating around the bush. There's not many where you're from. It's mostly sand, so get to it.
You have more hair on your pubes than your head.
That's true. Probably because he's just an elite athlete. So if you're playing 82 games a season and you're practicing and you're staying in shape year round, and he's also 7'3", 7'2".
Nuts.
They're like just insane freaks. So
but how do they maintain their physique and like on that. I don't understand that
Because
actually.
I would assume because of the calorie output that you're burning through being that ginormous.
Guess.
And
You
being that
feel
physical?
like shit though. Like to compete at
I
such a
guess
high
I
level
don't know.
and
I
not like
don't-
be optimal with your diet.
Yeah, I have no clue.
That's crazy. When I saw that video, I thought that was legitimately crazy. And
And then Nikola Jokic drank 3 liters of Coca-Cola a day when he was playing before he came to the NBA when he's playing in Serbia.
that's insane.
3 liters.
It's insane.
That is so much fucking Coke.
The dude who drank Mountain Dew, what was his name again?
Karan Butler.
How do you wake up in the middle of the night and put that much caffeine into
I don't
you
know.
and then go back to sleep?
That's probably why he had the withdrawals. Because, like,
Has to be. And then the
Otherwise-
sugar and the caffeine. Yeah.
holy shit. Which one is the craziest to you?
The Mountain Dew.
Hmm.
The candy bars is crazy, but if you think of how big Dwight is, you're like,
If you
for
had
him,
to
it's a
choose
snack.
between the 24 candy bars a day,
Mhm.
the 3 liters of Coke a day, or 4 Mountain Dews. Oh, and then also
Jesus
there was
Christ.
Anthony
The
Edwards.
Skittles.
Well, there was somebody else. Yes, somebody ate 4 to 5 bags of Skittles a day. But
Yeah.
then there's another NBA player that, to this day, still eat. I mean, he's a like third year in. He eats 3 bags of hot Cheetos every day. So 21 bags a week.
His colon.
If
is
you
like-
had to choose between 21 bags of hot Cheetos a week, 24 candy bars a day, 3 liters of Coca-Cola a day, or 6 Mountain Dews in a day, on average, and you had to do one of these for a week, which one would you choose?
Hot Cheetos.
You think that's the easiest?
I think so. I would just take a ton of probiotics and like eat a ton of fiber and just try to manage.
would be sealed shut.
Yeah, but I don't feel like I can bounce back from that level of sugar. Like I think if I
So which one would be the hardest then?
24 candy bars a day
24.
is
Yeah,
insane.
I think that one is.
That's
just-
how the fuck do you eat that much?
Yeah, because I don't think I would have the capacity to eat any other food.
No, if I had to do that for a week, I would purposely not eat anything else, even if I could. 24?
Bro, you would be
I throw
so
up.
sick. Wait, let's see.
What's your record?
168 candy bars in a week.
That's insane.
Bro.
What's your record?
What do you mean?
Why do we keep crossing hairs here?
Why do you keep saying stuff without saying stuff?
What?
I'll come over there. I'll touch that sweet
You'll
chin of
touch
yours.
that
I'll
chin.
touch
Yeah,
that
we've
sweet
heard it.
chin of
We've
yours.
all heard it. My chin is untouched. My chin is virgin pure. Come touch it, bitch.
Okay. What else do we have?
You
You
have
get to
the-
one of your segments, man.
Okay.
Hawaii fires being a conspiracy. Can you explain? Because I'm not privy to this information.
Yeah, I got like a whole.
So, if you've been living under a rock, the Maui fires were detrimental to Maui, the island.
Just stop.
Uh,
Just stop. So yeah, it was
Sorry.
a fucking it was a tragedy. I can't pronounce that word.
so
It was
you
a
wanted
disaster.
you wanted me to stop
know,
so
I
you could
should-
do
I
this.
should've stopped.
Yeah,
I should've
you
stopped.
should have.
It was a disaster.
The fire should have stopped. You should have gone to the fires and gone. No,
You know, we're fighting each other. Meanwhile, that
we should be
fire-
fighting the fires.
Okay, but realistically, it was fucking terrible. Tons of people lost their homes. There's like 1,000 kids missing still from
Damn.
the whole thing.
I did not know that.
Terrible. And I don't want to like spread anything, but there's obviously a lot of stuff online about the fires. Yeah, like a lot of conspiracies. I don't know if you've heard any yet, but I'm gonna kind of get into it quickly.
Okay.
Obviously, if you have a way of supporting them or donating, please donate. But so the locals think the company BlackRock and Oprah allegedly started the fire.
You're gonna get us murdered,
I swear this is all over the internet. I think
and it's African American rock to you.
so stupid. Oprah has a mansion there, and she recently bought like 1.3 acres, and she has a mansion there that just somehow perfectly stayed untouched. Meanwhile, all the houses and all the land around it weren't. And then there's a few other rich people's houses in specific spots that just completely fine, but all the houses like almost in a circle around it were burned down.
Have you looked into this at all, or you just saw a TikTok?
Yeah,
on
I
this?
have some notes. So electrical companies in Hawaii's, like the top investors are Vanguard and BlackRock, and then the conspiracy is that the Maui fire ended up being a land grab because the locals there really wanted to like stick to their guns and keep owning their homes and not give up the land that they believe belonged to them and the locals, which
Yes.
obviously they're right. And the conspiracy is that it was actually started by Hawaii Electric. That's the name. And then there's a viral video circulating around where this woman is speaking to a news reporter, expressing her frustration about these tourists that are still swimming in the water, where many have died due to the fire. So
Really?
there's like still tourists there that are just like chilling, sort of.
Really?
Yeah. There's like videos of it. Again, I don't know. This is the conspiracy. This is all like the points of.
I just don't see how a tourist would be on that island. Like, I get it if they
'Cause
were
they
there when
flew
it
in,
happened,
yeah.
but I'm saying like just hanging out there when there's what is there left? I mean, I haven't really looked, but like
I don't know.
I'd imagine
There's
that that's not the focus at this point is tourism. So what?
There's
What are they doing?
tourists. There was a video of tourists snorkeling as dead bodies were being pulled out of the water.
Oh my God!
And then 96 reported dead. And
Why?
Yeah.
Why do you?
I just figured I'd throw that in there. It's sad.
Well, that's awful.
At least not after. So, local residents refused to sell their properties to billionaires in hopes of expanding. And like the companies were trying to buy the properties for a long time.
I did
now.
see a clip of an interview with somebody that lived on the island, and they said that like residents are getting reached out to by like wholesalers to try and like buy the land from them because their houses are destroyed. So like they're trying to capitalize on that and just buy the land and rebuild something more expensive on it, so then they can sell and make a profit.
Yep. And they had a
Which is
conference in January about it.
Really awful.
It's transforming the land into a comprehensive smart city. The value would skyrocket if owned by those specific companies.
Yeah, it's just that is awful. Like
Yeah.
the thing is with wholesaling, it can be positive or negative. Like there's a lot of wholesalers that will prey on people in terrible situations and like take their house for pennies on the dollar versus what it would actually be worth, just because a person has like medical expenses come up or like something where they're at a disadvantage. But then there's also the situations where they're actually helping people get out of bad
They have
situations.
a deadline, like a auction date.
Yeah,
or,
so it works both ways, but I could not live with myself reaching out to somebody whose house just burnt down and they lost everything, and for any sort of profit try and take the land from them. You got to be a piece of shit.
the absolute worst. There was also some people whose houses weren't burnt down that were getting eviction notices because of just the catastrophe around them, or I don't know, but they were like trying to get to the media and complain, so somebody would do something to help them and let them stay and keep their homes and stuff. And the last thing is there was one other video someone posted before I give my opinion on the whole thing. There was one other video posted where they like took a picture of this like beam that was coming down that hit like in a specific like forested area. It was like a beam that came down and hit. And then the houses were burnt down, but like some of the trees weren't right around the houses. And like, so what do you think? Do you think that the fires were an accident based on the limited amount of things you know? Or do you think these companies somehow did it on purpose? That could be possible, and they're trying to do a land grab.
Well, the thing, I don't know enough to make an accurate estimate,
Okay.
even
Fair
or speculation, but I will say that I do know like that has been a point of contention between local residents and
For a
like
long time.
real estate investors, because there's almost only so much land in Hawaii, so it's very valuable to them.
And they refuse to sell.
But also, if you're born and raised in Hawaii, like
That's your right.
Your family has history there. Like you should have first dibs on that land, and you shouldn't get priced out just because it's a destination for
And
like
they've gotten
tourists.
insane offers, like triple value, and they still said no because they believe in.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame them.
Yeah, respectable.
So it sucks that like you essentially get priced out of where you were born and where your family has history because just because it's pretty.
Yeah.
And somebody like that has more money can just come in and take it from you, which is garbage. So I hope that wasn't the case, that it was started by a company or somebody with the intent to buy.
There is,
But I wouldn't write that off fully either.
yeah. I
don't know.
My opinion on it, at first I was like, fuck, it's quite the coincidence, but there's no way anybody would have the means to do some shit like that. And then another video went viral of a resident there, a local, who was talking about the person in charge of dealing with the like disasters and stuff. He initially didn't want to be stationed there at all, and they kind of like forced his hand to go, and then gave him like, he was like, all right, fuck, if I'm going, then I want like a 23% raise, and they ended up giving him a 27% raise, something like that. And the dude, a lot of people think he was connected to letting all this happen, mismanaging it on purpose, and kind of like being paid to be in that position to fuck it up. Because it seems like a lot of people who are in positions to deal with disasters when they happen always get caught with their pants down. Like they're never actually prepared when something goes wrong. And I'm butchering a lot of this shit because the videos go to explain like in a lot more detail why they think it's suspicious. But I hope to God it's not actually people fucking up the land and setting fires. That's all I can say.
We're done with segments. Woohoo! We did it.
Fuck yeah, they'll
Hell
still be
yeah.
edited great.
Hell yeah! I'll work my magic. This has been the Unpleasant Podcast. I'm sweating.
I'm fucking sweating too. Please like, subscribe, and comment your opinion about segments versus personal stories, or just like what we did throughout the week.
And if you don't agree with what I had to say about it, don't comment at all.
And if you think there was a little too much frequency talk, also comment the R word, just so we know.